We are Hillwood.
And we are Top of Nation News.
Welcome back to Top of Nation News. I'm Chris,
I'm Auston.
and we have a couple of things going on for you. And we're going to tell you about those. Today, the word of the day is valid. Valid is anything based on a true story, anything based on truth or logic with no emotion. So let's tell them about the pep rally tomorrow.
Tomorrow we have a pep rally today towards the end of the day. And we also have a game tomorrow against Cheatham County for homecoming at 7 o'clock. Be there, be square.
Make sure you have your student IDs or you won't be able to get into the pep rally. Also, we have a JV game today. We take on the Hillsborough Boroughs here at Hillwood. So hopefully we beat them because, we don't like Hillsborough. We're big rivals.
Well, I'm confident we'll get that dub.
Well, on to Wyatt and Evan.
Thanks, Chris and Austin.
One of our first big stories of the day is that Mexico City yesterday was hit with a gigantic earthquake. It shook the city and killed 250 people. We hope they stay safe.
Our blessings go to those in Mexico currently. Now on to Hurricane Maria that's going through Puerto Rico. Maria's decimated all over Puerto Rico, leaving homes and businesses out of luck and knocking out tons of power there.
Actually, the whole entire country is now out of power and won't be restored to about for the 6 months.
We only hope for the best for them.
And now we're going to bring it back to Chris and Austin for sports.
Thank you for that. We'll keep Mexico in our prayers. But on to sports news. So we got a couple of good games from the past weekend. So first, let's get into this UCLA Memphis game.
Oh, man.
Number 25 versus an unranked team, and Memphis took the W. How do you feel? First of all, I didn't think that was going to happen, but Memphis is a sleeper though.
That's your
I
home
remember.
team.
I remember they beat Ole Miss. I think it was a couple years back, and nobody saw that coming, and that really just put Memphis on the map for football wise.
Memphis has always been a mediocre school, if you ask me. They've never been a real strong powerhouse, and I think that they'll become better as the season comes along, but I never see them even breaking into the power rankings at all.
I mean, they might. It might move into the top 25 later on in the year. They don't play a tough schedule, but I mean, they could. I could see it happening. But next, let's go on to one. Some people might think this was like the game of the year because of the Hail Mary pass. Let's go to Tennessee and Florida, number 23 versus 24.
I mean, I can give you a quick breakdown about Florida real fast and Tennessee. That rivalry has been going on since Peyton Manning was at quarterback. And when they went to countless national championships going back and forth going at it. And so that's why I believe that probably was an excellent game. That Hail Mary pass, it was probably a close game knowing that Tennessee beat them last year and they had that fire in their hearts wanting to come out and get them this year. So
Man, that must have been a tough loss. They ran like a prevent play,
yeah.
and then they still would have scored. So let's get into that USC Texas game.
Ooh,
Double overtime, was it?
yeah, it was. Chris, I think I want you to tell me about that game.
Well, me being a Texas Longhorns fan, it was shocking because, I mean, we would have won if we would have stopped them when they took that halftime score, like with 0 seconds on the clock. We would have stopped them right there, and we would have probably won the game. They had so much momentum coming back in from halftime. I mean, we did everything we could. We tried to play back. Quarterback made a good pass to the running back, and he just took it all the way. He's an excellent playmaker.
Texas being an unranked team, did y'all even believe y'all even had an actual chance of beating USC?
Yeah, I feel like we have a chance to beat anybody. We always believe we have a chance to beat anybody, no matter who it is. We could probably go into Alabama's home and think we have a chance of beating them. I think it's not good to talk like down on yourself or your team thinking like, wow, we're going to go in there and they're going to beat us like 40 or 50. I think you have to know or think that you're going to win every game, and then maybe you'll even win that game no matter who is number 1 or number 25. You have to go in there thinking you're going to win.
Do you think Texas will ever make another return to prominence as they once were?
First, we have to get everything together. We're still learning, and they're still trying to get a grasp of the new coaching style because Charlie Strong was there last year, and he didn't do as well as he should have. But I mean, it was just a rough year, so they're still trying to learn how to win.
Okay. On to Kansas State and Vanderbilt. What do you think?
Kansas State losing to Vanderbilt. I didn't go to the game, but I heard it was like a big turnout. Like there was so many people there, and then Vanderbilt won. And so, I mean, Vanderbilt was not good at all last year, and for them to come out here and beat a ranked team, and that's big for them. Hopefully, they move into the top 25.
That's another thing I don't see happening. Vanderbilt's always going to. I think Vanderbilt lately has been a mediocre team. I don't think they've quite hit that spurt of talent they quite need to be a dominant team in the SEC. I think that there are strong contenders with certain teams, but they're not strong enough to last with the Georgias and the Alabamas and even the Floridas in that SEC conference. I mean, they are playing in the strongest conference, don't you think?
Yeah, SEC. Some people could say the SEC is the strongest conference, but I think I'm gonna go against you on that. I think Vanderbilt, they could compete. What I'm seeing from the first couple of games of the season, I'm thinking they could compete with like the top competition. They don't look like they did in the past years where they win like 2 or 3 games and maybe not win a game the rest of the season. I'm seeing a much better Vanderbilt team.
I mean, I always see Vanderbilt in bowl game contingency, but I mean, I never see them in going to the playoffs, the Final Four. I never see them in that. I just can't. First of all, for an SEC team, they don't have an elite run game. They can't just run it down your throat. They have to pass a lot. They depend on the pass way too much for an SEC team. And I think that's also why they don't play well in their conference.
Yeah, but I mean that's just part of the learning process. You can't go from being a 2-10 team to being a 12-0 team. That's just not going to happen. So you have to learn. You have to gradually get better every year. Maybe 2-10, then you go 6-6, then you move 8-4. You just have to gradually get better every year.
Well, I can agree with that. Let's throw it back over to Ethan and Wyatt.
Welcome back to Top Entertainment News.
I'm Evan.
I'm Wyatt.
You want to lead?
You can go first.
Okay. Tomb Raider recently just got a reboot for a new movie series coming out. You can find it 2018. No date has been set yet for it, but be on the lookout for it.
And one of our biggest news stories of the day, of the week actually, is the Emmys. The Emmys were this week. Was a major event, and there's some surprising winners, including The Handmaid's Tale. It won 5 awards. 5? Especially for Best Drama Series, surprisingly.
I haven't seen it yet.
Other big winners were Atlanta and Big Little Lies. And one big loser, surprisingly, was Stranger Things.
Really?
The hit Netflix show got no of the major awards it was nominated for, which is a major surprise for me. I thought it would win at least some.
Yeah, it's a great show.
Yeah, it's a very good show, very good show. And now we're going to hand back to Chris and Austin.
Thank you guys for entertainment news. Well, that's all we have today for Topper Nation News. I'm Chris.
And I'm Austin.
We'll see you guys later.
We out.